Welcome to my new blog post 13. And in this blog post, I'm going to discuss about the stacked bar chart. This will be the first vlog in the series of the bar chart, stacked bar chart. So let's start. As usual, like the previous videos, first we will discuss about the theory, and then right after that, I will actually showcase you with some practical example. So first thing that actually comes into our mind is like what is actually stacked bar chart. So normally, why do we need to create it? Let's see about that. Uh, we actually need to create the stack bar chart when we actually need to display only one measure, and we need to display it against one or more dimensions. I will showcase you with an example later on, but always remember that it is quite recommended that whenever you would like to showcase one measure and one or more dimensions, you can use the stack bar chart. It's a good option to showcase your data with respect to this statement. But this is highly recommended, like you should not add more dimension against one measure. So because that will actually create more complex uh, data visual, and it will be very hard to read or hard to view the table, sorry, the visual for the data, for the user, for the end user. So it is highly recommended that you must use only two dimension against one measure to showcase your data in the stack plot chart. Normal operations that you can actually perform on measures are basically sum, average, minimum, max, count, distinct, and count, and standard deviations and variance. These are the few operations that you can actually play around in your stack bar chart, but there are more operations that you can also perform. So here is the more visual side about the stack bar chart. Here, this is something we are. This is an example of the stack bar chart. So if you look it more closely, if you follow my red pointer of the mouse, you will see the values here on your y-axis, named as like sales amount. So, sorry, on the x-axis. So the name of the x-axis is basically sales amount. So it means that on horizontal side, you are going to get the values. This is the value which we called it like measure. This is coming from your fact table. Now on the y-axis, you will have another dimension, which is actually the name of the countries, right? So this is the dimension. So if you look into this stack bar chart, you are saying like you are viewing the sales amount with respect to the countries, right? But if you look closely into the United States, you will see few more segmentations in your stack bar chart. So what are these? So these are basically named as legends, but you can actually say that this is another dimension as well, because we are slicing it more around another dimension. Like right here, the the colored rectangle is basically a region, and region is showcasing like this is the amount of data that is amount of sales that are actually made in a certain region of the country US. Same goes, it's so on and so forth. This yellow also depicts some kind of region as well. So this is how you can actually provide dimension within and another dimension to slice and dice the data. So now let's move towards our more practical format for the Power BI. So here is my Power BI canvas, and here you will see that I have another visual over here. This is the basically stack bar chart. So just let me delete it, and then we will start it from the scratch. So for the starters, I'm going to discuss about like how you can create a stack bar chart. So uh, for so if you follow my red pointer, you will see that the first icon in the Power BI visualization set is the stack bar chart. So you just only need to click on it and you will get a template about the stacked bar chart. So I'm just going to like expand it more for more visual enhancement. So now let's suppose like I would like to create a visual with respect to the same visual that I have showcased you in my BI PowerPoint slide. So for that I need sales amount. So I just click on it and Power BI automatically has added the sales amount in x-axis uh, of the stack bar chart. Now I want to see the data with respect to another dimension. So I just clicked on the country. So right here, it has segregated, or I should say like sliced and diced the data with respect to the country. Now I would like to slice it more, just like in my PowerPoint slide. So I need another dimension. So I say that I would like to see the data with respect to the region. So here it is. Now I'm viewing the data with respect to the region as well, right? So purple means the region is central in the United States and the sales amount is like 79 million rupees. Sorry, $1 million. So on and so forth, right? So let's create another visual. So I will just click on it and a new visual will come over here. So it is displayed over here. Now let's suppose that I want to create again the visual with respect to the sales amount. So the sales amount is coming here. I would like to see the country, again the country wise sales, but right now I would like to see the data with respect to the products. Like I need to segment the sales within a country with respect to the product. So here it is. So there's a lot of data that is actually going on coming in, right? So it's quite verbose and it's not so much good, but it's just giving you a glimpse about the sales data with respect to the product within a different countries, and it's just giving you it's just summarizing the data right now, just giving you a glimpse about like what is actually happening. So who has the major share in the United States? You can see that like it's HL Mountain Frame, like 42. So if you go to the visualization section of any bar chart, you will see that on the axis you will get a data of the dimension, right? On the legend side, you will get the data that is broken into different pieces. It's another dimension. Now if you get the values, go to the values, you will see the sales amount. So it's highly recommended like when you have like few values in few dimensions and you would like to give a clear cut picture about your one measure. Right now as I said earlier, like we are using the sales amount value. Now we can actually change it. So let's change it to the average. So the visual will adjust itself automatically. See, now the data is again segmented, but right now on the y-axis, on the x-axis, the data is based on the average of the sales amount. Now let's do some another thing. Like if I would like to see the maximum. So again, the data has changed and data has arranged itself with respect to the maximum amount. Since the United States at the top, so it has actually uh, categorized itself on the top of the list. But again, you can see that the segmentation that is actually made is also uh, the segmentation is the segmentation is also formatted. So again, if I move forward forward, let's suppose I would like to see the variance. So what will happen? So right now I'm actually viewing the variance formula. Right now I really don't need it, but uh, to just give you the glimpse, like this is not the use case, but just to give you the glimpse, like if you change the value with respect to your requirement, the Power BI has so much power that it will actually change the shape of the data on the fly. So this is where you need to utilize the stack bar chart. My future videos will be more concentrated about the stack bar chart, uh, uh, stack bar chart, and it will contain the information about the filters, how you can actually utilize the values section, like when to use variance, when to use maximum, minimum, things like that, when to use the drill through, and so on and so forth.